Hi, and welcome back. I'm excited to show you how to make a more complicated stackable block. And this block is actually a box that can stack on top of each other. From the sketch, you can see that basically the design is there are 4 tabs on top, 4 holes on the bottom, and they fit in together to make it stackable. And the first part I'm going to start with is just making a basic box, not worrying about the tabs or holes quite yet. So I'm going to drag in a box, and from my sketch I decided to make it 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters, which is the default. Perfect. Now let's bring in this block that is a hole to make the hole in it. And from my sketch I decided it to be 16 millimeters by 16 millimeters. I can now line this up in the middle. I'm going to select both, clicking the line tool, center on the x-axis and center on the y-axis. Now, if I rotate under here, you'll see my hole goes all the way through right now. Remember, I put it on the work plane, so I have to raise it up. How far do I raise it up if I want all the walls to be the same thickness? Well, this is a good time to talk about what's the thickness of the walls. So I just click on top to top view. And if you remember, the outside is 20 millimeters, the inside is 16 millimeters. And a common mistake is to think, oh, that means my walls are 4 millimeters thick. Well, that 4 millimeters is split between this side and this side, so it's actually 2 millimeters thick. So if I want my bottom to be the same thickness as the walls, I have to click on this and raise it up 2 millimeters. Oops, that's 7 on 2. There we go. Now I'm going to click and select both of these and hit group. All right. I'm going to orbit around to see how it looks, and it looks great. I'm going to start with the tabs on top. And again, to make a tab, I drag out this box. And I'm going to size it according to my sketch. And I sketched out my tab to be 4.6 millimeters by 1.6 millimeters by 1.5. Now I got to position it. So I'm going to zoom in here. And I'm actually going to move the box over closer to here. Okay? And I'm going to line it up right with this front. And I'm going to show you a different way of doing this, because I could raise it up to get it there. But I'm going to show you another trick called moving the work plane. If I come over here and I click on this work plane, I can choose any surface to move the work plane to. So I'm going to move it to the top here. Now if I hit that D, it goes right to that new work plane. This is really useful if you have to put an object on an angled surface. In this case, I could have just raised it up, but I wanted to show you how to do this. And if I click on work plane again and click just back on the blue, it goes back to the normal blue work plane. So if the work plane is orange, it means you've moved it. If it's blue, it's normal. All right. And I'm going to select these, and I'm going to click the align tool. I'm going to click on the box, and I'm going to click center right on the x-axis. Now, I don't want to actually center on the y-axis. If I click center, you can see the preview is right in the middle of the box. I want it on the edge, and that's where this dot is, where I'll line up those two edges perfectly. That's great. So now I have my box with one tab. I'm going to make my next tab, but instead of making my next tab on this side over here, I'm going to make it the opposite side. And you'll see why in a sec. So I am going to duplicate it. And then I'm going to move it over here. And when I select objects, I'm just going to select the base and this one tab by holding the Shift and hitting the tab. And I'm going to click the Align tool. And this is where it's really important that when I align, I don't move the box. Because if I move the box, then this other tab will be messed up. So I'm going to click on the box before I hit Align. And I'm going to click on this one to center on the X. And I'm going to click on this one to center on the side. It was great, so that looks good. Now, I could do that same technique from scratch on these two sides, but I'm going to do a little bit of a trick that makes life a lot easier and is a little faster. I'm going to select this tab, hold Shift and select this tab, and I'm going to group them. And you'll notice when I group them, there's this black dotted line around both of them. So why is it important to group them? Well, the new center of the object becomes right in the middle between those two objects. And that's useful for when I duplicate it. I can then rotate it, and it rotates around the center of those two objects. And I know if I rotate it 90 degrees exactly, I will have my other two tabs perfectly lined up. Much faster way than doing it individually or rotating each one individually and have to realign it. All right, this is great. Got my 4 tabs on top and they're all perfectly lined up. I'm going to use this to my advantage for the bottom. I'm going to click on these 4 tabs, which are actually now just 2 groups, and I'm going to group those together. And I'm going to duplicate them and drag them off to the side like this. All right. And I'm going to hit D to drop it down to the work plane because I want to work on the work plane here. All right, now I'm going to ungroup them because I need to change the size of every single one of them. So I'm going to ungroup again, ungroup again. And I have to ungroup because I can't change the size of the whole thing because I need each one to be a specific size so it fits exactly. So for the bottom, we had 2 by 5 by 2 height. All right, I haven't made this a hole yet, and that's purposeful. There are multiple approaches of how I could do this, but I'm going to use the same approach that I used on the top so you can see it again. So I'm going to delete these extra ones here. Delete, delete, delete. And I'm actually going to group the top tabs now all together with the bottom. So if I move something, no worries, they're all grouped together. All right. First things first, let's make this a hole. Looks good. I'm going to move it roughly to the right position. And then I'm going to hold Shift, select the box with tabs, and click the Align tool. And I'm going to align it centered with that side. And then I'm going to click on the box so the box doesn't move. And click on that so it lines up right on the edge. After I align it, I gotta deselect everything by clicking off of it, and then I'm gonna click just on the hole, duplicate it, and move it over to the side roughly. I'm gonna orbit around, take a look. Oops, what did I do? I actually extended the hole all the way across, which is not what I want. So I'm gonna do undo. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I don't grab one of the white blocks and move it over to that side. Right there. All right. I'm going to hold Shift again, click on the box because I'm just aligning the box and this, and click Align. Now it's extra important I click on the box so the box doesn't move, otherwise my other hole will be misaligned. And I'm going to center it in the center of that side, and then if you can see, I'm going to orbit around so you can see this better with the edge. Perfect. Click off so they're all deselected. And then I'm going to use that same trick. I'm going to come under orbit underneath here, and I'm going to click on this hole, hold shift, click on that hole, and group them. So I'm making the axis of rotation in the center of them. Then I'm going to duplicate it and rotate it 90 degrees. All right. Then I'm going to select everything, group it together, orbit around and take a look at it. Hey, that looks pretty good. That's exactly what I wanted. Now, I can also see how it looks if I click on this, duplicate it, and raise it up 20 millimeters, which is the height. And now I can look at how that size fits. I can orbit around it. And then what you're looking for is to see that little bit of space around the edges. To see that it will have just a tiny bit of space for it to fit in nicely. You can play with these tolerances again because they will be unique to your machine and your 3D printing element. And it also depends what type of fit you want. Do you want a really tight, snug snap fit? Or do you just want them to stack on top of each other loosely, but stay in place? It's completely up to you. All right, now that you know how to make these 3D stackable blocks, make your own advanced one. You can do the exact same type as me, or you might have a better idea, a more creative idea. But again, the reason I did this design is because while there are some overhangs down here below that might require supports or might droop a little bit, they're small enough that it won't be that big of a deal. And if I have supports, it won't be that hard to clean up. All right, keep on designing, keep on learning, push yourself to learn more and try new ideas. And I'll see you back here at the next module.